It is day 22, 9:21 a.m. in the Big Brother UK All-Stars house. And today is not just your average Wednesday here in the Big Brother house. I mean, normally they would be taking part in a task or just living out their normal lives, being part of the ministries. And they are going to still be doing all of that. However, there is no task this week, as instead it is a double eviction week. And today will be the first eviction of the week. And on the block, of course, we have Charley, New York, and Courtney Act. And one of those three will be going home tonight. Courtney is the only one that's out in the garden right now of those three. And we see that it looks like most of our house guests are extremely exhausted. We see that Cameron, Craig, and Makosi are all talking outside looking very tired. Meanwhile, inside the bedroom, our two other nominees, Charley and New York, are arguing with one another. Meanwhile, Nadia and Isabelle kind of watch from the sidelines. It looks as though Charley's kind of backing New York up into the corner. I mean, she really is kind of being teamed up on with all the other girls. And eventually it does slowly calm down. That is very much a Charley move, is to start an argument and then immediately end it and act like, you know, what argument? What are you talking about? I'm just joking. Ha ha ha. At 10:02 a.m., Big Brother goes ahead and calls all of the Ministry of Truth members into room 101 to begin their research for the day. Even though it is an eviction day, since it is the middle of the week, we are not going to be changing our ministries after tonight. And, they still got to report on duty, doing their research if they ever actually get any work done at all. Usually they opt out on just breaking toilets, sinks, and talking in the middle of the room, but whatever. We see that they all pretty much immediately head towards the bathroom, where not only the sink is broken, but the toilet is as well. And actually, Davina and Craig go ahead and get to work on both of those. Meanwhile, Pete gets called to the diary room as he is still being punished for breaking the rules twice this week, both times kind of being my own fault. Meanwhile, most of the house guests are kind of slowly starting their day. A lot of them are out in the backyard. We see that Hellen is actually enjoying the hot tub, while Nikki and Emma have a conversation, and Brian kind of eavesdrops there in the corner.
Yes, boss. Press Larkham.
In the bathroom, every single sink is broken. Earlier this week, we had every single toilet broken. Today, it's every single sink. Thankfully, though, Charley, Cameron, and Rylan all get to work and fix the sinks. And almost all of the house guests have a pretty high handiness skill point at this point from constantly having to fix stuff. So I'm glad they just immediately get to work, because a lot of the house guests are relaxing still in the garden. We see that Nikki and Emma have decided to join Hellen in the hot tub. Meanwhile, our nominee, Courtney Act, is spending their time hanging out by the fire, cooking up some s'mores, as this could potentially be their last day in the house.
Uh-huh. Demis, warm up, Homa.
Meanwhile, New York is just chatting with everyone, and the argument earlier doesn't seem to really be phasing her at all. But what is phasing her is all these glitches. By 12:47 p.m., the toilet and the sink in room 101 are finally fixed. However, they're not all the way clean. Craig is now polishing off all the touches for everything. He just finished up with the sink, and now he's moving on to the toilet to finish that up. Meanwhile, all the girls have already left the bathroom and are all just talking in the main room. While Craig just slaves away. But I feel like this is what he would do normally in real life. This is like what he does. I don't know. He's like a plumber, carpenter, whatever. The only one that's actually working is Nadia. Meanwhile, Pete, of course, has escaped the diary room and is trying to communicate with them from outside the door. In the bathroom, we see that Cameron and Nikki are talking, but Nikki seems to be really grossed out. I'm not too sure if it's from Cameron or from just the bathroom in general. And Cameron seems to be pretty dehydrated. I would guess like that's pretty fair as all the sinks were broken earlier, but it's like, come on, they're fixed now. Let's get it together. Makosi kind of excites him for the events that's going on tonight. Meanwhile, outside, of course, everyone is crowded by the heaters. I think everyone's ideal setting is outside in the cold, but by a heater, which I guess is fair. I mean, I like to be freezing when I'm in bed and stuff, so I guess everyone has their own preference, and that's The Sims. Meanwhile, in room 101, Nadia is hard at work, and Isabelle has finally noticed Pete, and they are talking through the door.
Seek.
At 2:13 p.m., Courtney is getting ready in the bathroom with Makosi and Cameron. They're all just having a laugh and really enjoying their time together. Meanwhile, in the garden, New York and Charley are outside by the fire. Emma is getting the fire started while Brian is entertaining both of them. And Nikki is just kind of sitting there observing it all and enjoying everyone's company. In the background, you can see that Rylan is having a little bit of a conversation with Hellen. And Emma is enjoying a nice burnt marshmallow. I gotta say, I'm not a fan of marshmallows. Not my thing. Meanwhile, Courtney and Gemma come outside, and Courtney glitches so hard he falls into the stairs for a little bit. Thankfully, he didn't fall into the fire while he was getting that to be a little bit bigger. Hopefully not too big, as we've seen what has happened before. And it seems as though our rooster is glitched out and has somehow gone onto this platform and can't get off of it. So that's fun. And Makosi hasn't left the bathroom. Meanwhile, the people have kind of rearranged around her. Seems as though Hellen has now came in and have a little bit of a conversation with her. At 4:51 p.m., Pete is now officially in the diary room, and he is being told that he is able to leave, and this will be the last time he will have to be punished, at least for his crimes so far. And hopefully he will be done being punished due to my own crimes, and I won't have to mess that up for him anymore too. But maybe next time he breaks the rules, it will be more of a fine to his big bucks instead of solitary confinement. Who knows? We'll have to wait to see. Maybe he's never going to break a rule again. But he goes ahead, heads outside, adds a log to the fire, and congratulates Charley, hypes her up for tonight's eviction, and completely just ignores New York. And of course, he's kind of like shocked, and he's acting like Charley is a celebrity, because, I mean, she is, and I guess she is a celebrity in the house, and I just have to go ahead and accept that. All three of our nominees are sitting here by the fire, all chatting and enjoying their potential last few moments in the house. And it is nice to see them like all really getting along, enjoying these last few moments, not randomly starting a fight or, you know, just all separating and not being able to all sit here and enjoy time. That's like so rare. It's like how everyone complains about not everyone eating at the table. I mean, just seeing them all do this on their own and enjoy it all together and not get up and down and move all around every 5 seconds is just really nice to see, especially with it all leading up to an eviction, this being like the last few moments for these people. Meanwhile, inside it seems as though Hellen is getting a bit sick or hot, and Makosi has not moved and is enjoying a nice little conversation with Pete now.
Yeah, flip up, gore.
At 7:37 p.m., the Ministry of Truth is finally able to get off duty, leave room 101, and rejoin the rest of the house, and it's just in time for the eviction. Thankfully, with the whole nominees being the Ministry of Plenty, we didn't have to worry about any nominees not being able to get ready for eviction or anything. They don't have to be just like let out of room 101 and thrust into this like these guys are. Thankfully, none of them are on the block or anything, but they still all kind of rush to the bedroom to hurry up and get ready and change, since a lot of them are still in their sleeping attire and underwear and stuff. Meanwhile, a lot of the house guests are still all outside. We see that Courtney has even hopped into the hot tub very last minute. But Big Brother goes ahead and calls everyone into the living room to hurry up and sit down and get ready for tonight's eviction. Miraculously, Courtney has gone from being in a Speedo in the hot tub to being full drag and so quick. It's such a talent. Meanwhile, we see that New York and Charley are wearing some sexy black nightgown attire. They both look great. It's not really a nightgown. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. But let's go ahead. Let's introduce the one, the only, the infamous me, Hot Dogs. Of course, I'm here to host this eviction, and even in the background, I remembered to go ahead and invite our 3 previously evicted house guests. We have Victor, Bear, and Brian, and sadly, one of the 3 nominees will be joining them tonight. Who did you guys save? Did you save Courtney, New York, or Charley? Let's go ahead and cross the house and find out what you guys have picked. Hello, Big Brother House. This is Hot Dogs. You are live on my YouTube channel. Please do not swear. For the past 2 days, the public has been voting for which house guest they wanted to save. Courtney, Charley, New York. It has been extremely close, with Twitter having one result, my comments having another, and it being probably the closest decision yet. But unfortunately, Courtney, you have received the least amount of votes, and you are evicted from the Big Brother UK All-Stars house. Please go ahead and say your goodbyes, because Hot Dogs is coming to get you.
Good boy. Oh.
So sadly, the all-male curse has continued, now with our 6th male house guest leaving the house, and our 4th to officially be evicted. However, we are almost one step closer to a female leaving, as of course Courtney is our drag queen, and she did have to have one last-minute costume reveal. Sadly, though, she was sent home. I'm honestly really surprised by the results. They were super close. Again, Twitter had one result. The comments had another. Facebook comments. It was all just such a mashup, and they were all extremely close. It was really crazy. But I love to see that. And of course, looking at Courtney's relationships, his least favorite house guest was Hellen. However, his favorite house guest was Cameron. And Cameron will be receiving all of Courtney's BigBuck's inquiry. And again, you can see all of their bank accounts listed down below. And also down there, make sure you check out the Twitter account, everything like that. That way you are up to date, as there will be another eviction going on either Friday or Saturday, depending on when I record and post it. It's either going to be, the next episode will either be up tomorrow afternoon, or it'll be up on Friday, and then Friday's episode will be up on Saturday. But again, for all of the latest information on all of that, follow me on Twitter and stuff like that. And again, make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. I love all of you guys. I'm really shocked by the results, but we're going to have a whole other person evicted by Friday. I can't believe it. We are just getting rid of house guests left and right. But yeah, I love you guys, and I'll see you